Okay, and we're back. So let's keep going. Come on. So this was just saying that this group, Wildland League, is a bit concerned about there's a surge in mining claims. So all of a sudden, everyone's like, "Hey, I got this mine. I got this mine. I got this. This is mine. This is mine. This is mine." And this group is like, "What's going on? Like, why are we like destroying the land for everything?"
Okay. Layer numbers such the layer are more than 31,000 registered state climbing cover more than 636,000
Hectares.
hectares compared to more than 24,000 climates a year. The area can the equivalent of the nearly 10 times the size of the city of the Toronto or double the greater
Sudbury.
subway area the globe says.
So basically, what they're saying is this red area, right? The red and the orange is so big, it's 10 times bigger than Toronto. And last year, it was, what is that? 30 times less last year. Last year, it was like maybe this dot, and that was it. And now it's this whole thing. So they're like, what's going on? Why is it gone from one thing to like a huge thing? They're very concerned.
More than half the climates are hit by John coming more than 33,000 hectares of land. The data shows our mean climate listed in Ontario can be viewed on an online map.
Yeah. So again, here's a map. The big important one would be Thunder Bay. My hometown is like over here. But yeah, my hometown is part of this group. My dad actually worked heavily on this, working with the different groups to figure out what we could do to get mining and stuff. And these are just roads that, these lines are the roads. These are the First Nations, and then these are the claims, right? So you go from Thunder Bay up to here, you go up through here. This is a small town, by the way. Then you go up here. You can either go here, up to here, or take the river to go here, or go up to here. But this is basically where all the mining is, way up here. And again, they're just worried that you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are these people in this area going to get benefits from this, or are we just going to take everything from them, which could be really bad?
Anna Virgil conveys the direct set of the evidence says they publish a map of the new meaning the climate ecology the province each year to keep track of the trend she said she saw she grasped when he saw this year number which the convention club says is the highest number of the climate state in the last 6 years. 6 years.
So yeah, in the last 6 years, that would have been when my dad was working. My dad was working in this area to actually try to work with the First Nations to make sure that like we're helping them while also getting to mine and stuff. And now that my dad is retired and stuff, he's kind of told me before that it sounds like the government and the First Nations have been fighting for like a long time. My dad's been working on this project for like 20 years, and
Oh.
it kind of sounds like the government is giving up on the First Nations and are like, we don't care anymore. We're just gonna like, if you're not gonna help us, we're just gonna take it anyways. So that's kind of why people are scared. Is it seems like after 20 years, nothing really happened, and the government's just gonna take it now. Yeah.
Okay. It's the massive budget said these are globally significant plan and the West weather cities and happy for the 310 weather for and 8 inches and 310 species.
This is a bit bad. I don't like this. Basically, this guy is lying. He's not lying that there's big peat fields and watersheds and habitat. Like, and it's true that in that area, right, the mine will destroy that area. Obviously, they're going to go into the ground and dig it all up, right? So that area will be destroyed. But that area is not even close to like the size that you're thinking of. Remember, we're talking about where's these areas? Yeah, we're talking about like this tiny area here compared to all of this. Like this tiny little area here is going to be bad. Well, who cares? Look at how much extra area there is. So I don't really like this, but essentially they're saying that in that area it's going to be really bad, which I'm not going to say that's wrong because it's true, but who cares if it's this big, right? But yeah, that's what he's saying. He's like, be careful, we're going to destroy the land.
CBC News reached out on the Minister of the Miles Rich Perry for the main spoken person via a more posted an emailed statement on Monday, December 11 on press behalf.
So basically, yeah, 2 days ago, Monday. Well, I guess Canada's behind us, right? So a day and a half ago, they reached out to the mining companies to be like, hey, what's up? Like, what's going on? Why is this all happening? And this is what they said. So let's find out. What did they say?
Ontario is the building a corridor to precipitate that will unlock the critical miles in the ring of the fire and connect faster nations to highway network. There is the tremendous interest in the secure may of potential in of fire reason to buy the electrical vehicle revolution. This has led to more online claims take to acquire metal with both this staking has no visual impact on the
So, yeah, what the mining company is saying. So the First Nations are saying this is going to destroy everything. You're going to take everything from us. Everything is the end of the world. And the mining company's like, we're going to connect the roads to your villages so that you're connected to Canada now. Because again, if we look at this place, only Weabiku and Martin Falls is connected. This place is not connected. This is a river you have to go to. This is a river you have to go to here. This is a river you have to go to get to here. So they're saying that they're going to build roads to these different places to connect everyone. So that would help the First Nations quite a lot. And we're only going to destroy where we mine, right? These are deep mines. They're not going to be open pit. So we're only going to hurt this tiny area. We're not going to hurt this area, this area, this area, this area, this area. So it's not a big deal. That's all they're saying. Who cares? Where was that? Yeah, that's all they're saying. Who cares? It's not a big deal. We're trying to save Canada, make Canada rich.
Okay. The exploration work that is taking place has a very small environmental footprint, and any new mine that is discovered would be subject to Ontario's wood class environmental standards and the claims daily to the
Consult.
The statement says.
Basically, what they're saying is this is not a third world country that's just going to destroy the land and not care at all. This is Canada. Canada has the most strict rules when mining, logging, like any trees you destroy, you have to replant. Any land that you destroy, you have to pay for. So if you destroy 1 square kilometer, you might have to pay the government like $10,000 or whatever. So because of that, a lot of companies like mining and stuff are very, very careful because they don't want to spend that money. They just want to make money. And so in Canada, these standards are so high that, yeah, they're like, this is not going to be a big deal. Don't worry, guys. Everything's going to be fine.
Okay. Communities over whole land with the climates. Now that the hospitals can pay a fee to stake a claim online in Ontario, but Joe said it made it much easier for the companies to rig up climates from anywhere in the world, and they don't have to consult with the communities ahead of the time.
Mm-hmm. So basically saying, because we've changed to online, prospectors, remember we learned this word yesterday, these are the people who go out to look for the gold, look for the silver, etc. So hey, I can just pay a bit of money to Ontario, the government, and I'm allowed to just go there. I don't have to talk to anyone. I can just pay you some money, go check the area. I'm not going to do any big mining or anything. These are prospectors. They're just looking. So these are just people going up. Let's check. Oh, nothing. Oh, yes. Oh, there's something here. Oh, nothing here. Nothing here. Oh, something here. Something like that, where they're just checking around.
Okay. The reason why it's the certain concern is because we don't have the structure in place that tells companies please don't go here, go three, and so communities are left struggling. They find out that it could be an important where it could be grave state, it could be the habit for the endangered species. They just say.
So yeah, basically they're saying it could be really bad because if you're just doing it online, you give money to the government and then you just go, you don't know where the graves are, right? So you might start digging up people's family members, which would be horrible. Or you might start destroying a watershed thing. A watershed is a land area that protects you from water. So if you start digging in that area, in some times of the year, it's no water. And in other times of the year, there's lots of water. So if you go into the time when there's no water and you start doing stuff there, when the water does come at the other time of the year, that water could move from that area to like the village and start destroying houses and stuff. So you need to be very careful with this, or you could kill people, or of course dig up dead people, which is not good. And again, we're talking about these people, the First Nations, and they're saying no mining, no mining. Yeah.
Chief Moles said the community is the receiving and the overwhelming number of the immense notices about new climates being staked on the highlands, and we just don't have the capacity to look over each and every one of them.
Yeah. So again, this chief is just saying like there's so many people now, right? Before it was, like I said before, it was like 30 times less. So they could be like, only one person would come in and be like, okay, go there, check whatever you want. But now it's like 30 people are coming in and they're like, where do you go? And it's just too much for the people. Because the other thing to remember is these First Nations are very, sorry, very small. We're talking about like 5,000 people, 10,000 people, towns. These are very small places. So it's not like they can handle like hundreds of people coming, because there's just not enough people to like tell them where to go and stuff. So this could be overwhelming for these groups of people.
Okay. Next key touch in dealing with activities of another crisis from mental health and it citizens to housing, and Canadians don't just build with water
Advisors,
which has been in place for 28 years.
Basically saying, this is kind of sad. It's very embarrassing for Canada. But in these small towns, again, if we go to that map, right, there's no road connecting this place or this place or this place. So there's no water connecting to these places. So when you're in these areas, you have to boil your water or you'll get sick. So we don't have good water in these areas, which is kind of sad. We do have good water here and good water here because it's connected to the road. But these other three places don't have good water, which is kind of very sad. And so they for 28 years. So my whole life, they've had to boil water. My whole life, they've had to do it. That's a long time to have to boil water. Like you can't just get water. And remember, there's no roads. So you can't even like buy bottled water. You have to get water from the lake or from the river and boil it. Like that's the only option, which is quite scary for a lot of people.
We are busy making sure that our nation members are being taken care of, and we be worrying about hundreds of the notices that we get for meaning climate reason.
Again, remember these are small towns or small villages. We're already dealing with a ton of problems ourselves, the water, the schooling, jobs, blah, blah, blah. And now you want us to deal with all this mining stuff? We're only 5,000 people. We're only 10,000 people. We can't do this all. And then these two are just saying, we're trying to, it sounds like the government at least is trying to talk to them still to figure this out, maybe to give them money so that they can improve their water or something so that they get some benefit from this. But of course, we want the lithium. That's the big one. We need lithium for the batteries. So all of a sudden, there's a new lithium plant in Thunder Bay, which is, yeah, very scary for them. They're like, they already have the factories. They're going to destroy our land.
Another barrier is the signature language used in the meaning climate notices that cannot be translated into their language, Chief Mernes said.
Yep. So the other thing that's causing problems, of course, is these people don't speak English. These are the minority groups of Canada. Just like the minority groups in China, there's some groups that don't speak Chinese. There's some groups that don't speak English in Canada. And so people can't read these things. They're like, I don't know what English is. They speak their own language. Up in the north, it's Ojibwe. That's the language name. So they speak Ojibwe. I know a few words, but like, they're like, I don't know what to say with this English. So they can't even handle this in their own language, which is, again, extra scary. Imagine I come to your area with French and you're like, I don't know if this contract is good. It's in French. I can't read French. That's kind of the same thing. They're like, what is going on?
How do we get to understand what some of the those words mean? Even myself, that doesn't know the technical their knowledge to understand what things happen, what the impact would be, our what the benefits will be.
Good. So basically, we need to talk to the elders, the chiefs, the leaders of these groups, and kind of figure out what's happening. We need to make sure they understand what's happening. And we need to tell them, like, what benefits will they get? Like, the biggest problem that's happened so far is not that they're mining. There's been mining going for hundreds of years now. The problem is they're not giving benefits to these people. So those people are like, we don't have drinking water. We don't have jobs. We don't have good education. Like, what is going on? We're not going to get anything. And that's kind of the big failing of Canada's government is they haven't told them anything. Because they probably will get benefits. They'll probably get a road to their area. They'll probably get money benefits from this situation. They'll probably get a few things, but the government's not saying anything, which is quite bad.
They will Landers Lodge is calling for a more thoughtful prefer to meaning that considers environmentally 7-step area and the list of faster nation communities before companies can take climate urgency.
Good. So, yeah, essentially, they're just saying that, like, hey, we need to consider these First Nation peoples first before the companies. These First Nations have, like, essentially less rights than normal Canadians because, like, they don't even have safe drinking water. They don't even have a road to their town. Like, this is not fair to them. We should be making sure that they're taken care of first before the company. And so that's what they're kind of saying. We need to take care of them first.
Yes, society need the critical measures, but there has to be an approach where we look at it and say where can we get this critical materials that won't be harming our environment. See us.
Yeah, basically just saying like, hey, obviously we do need lithium. We need to get to electric. We can't just keep using oil, blah, blah, blah. But like at the same time, we like if we're gonna get to electrical by destroying the world, what's the point of going to electrical? We're saying that the oil's destroying the world, but if we destroy it anyways to get to electrical, that doesn't make sense, right? So that's kind of what they're saying. Like let's get to electricity, but without destroying the planet. Yeah.
She want to see the perverse explore place where there is the already extinct infiltrator for mean and a pervert from the communities before it allows expansion on an untouched land. This is would mean going back to mines that have already been opened before fake areas and exploited from the tailings.
Tailings. Tailing is a special word from a mine. When you dig stuff out of the ground looking for gold, you take out other rocks. And in those other rocks, there's also copper, iron, silver, blah, blah, blah. But there's so small amounts that it doesn't make sense to crush it and deal with it. You just want the gold, something like that, or diamonds. However, over time, those areas, which are called tailings, those areas with all this extra rock that you took out of the ground start to break down naturally, meaning it gets easier and easier to process the tailing, which makes it more affordable, meaning it's worth the money. And so since these areas are like 100 years old mines, right, from 100 years ago or whatever, let's start dealing with the tailings. Let's start opening old mines that had a little bit left over, and hopefully that fixes everything. And this is just talking about how there's a battle right now, right? The First Nations versus the government. And it sounds like, yeah, Premier Ford will be talking to First Nations about mining in their land. I don't know when, it doesn't say, but yeah, it sounds like they'll be talking soon.
Okay. Always to avoid would be the Hansan by the Romantos. Always areas where First Nation have the interfaith great states and cable herpes season.
So the main things they want to protect is the grave sites of people, of course. And they want to save the caribou. Caribou is a very special animal. It's like a big deer with antlers and stuff. We want to protect that in Canada. It's a famous animal for us. So, of course, let's protect that as well. I think we're out of time now. We almost finished. And like I said, I'll talk to my dad at lunchtime and I'll tell you what we'll try to do. Okay?
Okay. See you tomorrow. Oh, see you after lunch. Sorry.
Lunch. Yes.
See you.
Bye.